Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hamilton County Republican Party YouTube channel. I am so excited today to be here with my state executive committee woman, Tina Benkiser, for my district, District 11. Correct, Tina?
That's
Correct.
right.
Okay, good. I'm excited to have you here, and I just want to get right into it. So, if you'll just please introduce yourself to the people of Hamilton County, tell us your elected position and how long you've been serving.
Well, I am Tina Benkiser, and I am the State Executive Committee woman for Senate District 11. So I serve the northern part of Hamilton County, Signal Mountain, Soddy Daisy, Middle Valley over to Harrison, and parts of Collegedale, Red Bank, and Chattanooga. And I've been serving in this position since 2014.
Okay, wow. Well, tell us a little bit about your family and what inspired you to run for office. I feel like this could be a good story.
It could be a good story. Well, actually, I'm married to Eric for almost 35 years now, and we have one dog child, Bella. I think that I was incredibly blessed in terms of being born into a family with amazing parents who really did teach me and my brother as we were very small children, all through our lives. And they modeled this, that you could be successful in life if you remembered these priorities: God, family, country. And they lived that out. And I have tried to live that out myself. I've always been interested in politics. And I have never missed an election since I was 18 years old. And my first vote for president was for President Ronald Reagan. But I became actively involved when I was living in London, believe it or not, after two events. That summer, I was actually negotiating the construction of a pipeline from the North Sea across Denmark down through Europe into Czechoslovakia when it was breaking up, because this was just a few years after the wall in Berlin had fallen. And we were I was the only American, the only woman, and I was 28 years old negotiating this multi-billion-dollar deal. And it was interesting because the Poles and the Slovaks there didn't speak English, but we had interpreters. And after a few days, I noticed that every moment we weren't negotiating or having, dinner or doing something specific, they were at my feet asking questions. And I couldn't understand. I thought, well, it's the kind of questions. It wasn't because I was a woman, and it certainly wasn't because I was the most experienced in the room. At 28, I was by far the youngest person. And realized, based on the questions they were asking, that they were coming to me because I was the American. And as I talked about the free market economy and the freedoms that individuals had and the responsibilities that went along with that, all of a sudden I realized I wasn't just representing my company, I was representing my country. And just a few months later after that, Bill Clinton was elected president. And I came back not after that. I got actively involved. And just 10 years later, I became chairman of the Republican Party of Texas and have been obviously intimately involved ever since. Then, when I moved here, I was actually asked to run for this position after I'd been here a few years. So I always believed in the policy and the conservative philosophy of government. And I just want to do my part to make better government.
Wow. And how old were you when you became the chairman of Tennessee's Republican, I'm sorry, Texas's Republican Party?
I think I was, you asked me that question. I'm gonna have to do the math.
I'm
I
sorry.
think,
It's just so interesting.
I think I was around 40 or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a few years shy of that.
That's
Um,
amazing, Tina.
it was very interesting. I learned so much about life, about politics, and quite frankly, even about who I was, because I politics is something that serves, as a Christian, I serve a higher power. But while I'm here, I want to represent that. And I believe that people who believe like we do should be involved in the process, because if not, there'll be a vacuum. And people who do not share our philosophy or our worldview will be making those decisions that we have to live under. So I think it's important, to be involved and try to make a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I am originally a Texas girl, born and raised, so I'm proud to learn that. I did know that about you, but that's it's really awesome, and I think you have so much to teach us and to share. Tell us a little bit about how many people you represent. I don't know if you said that at the beginning, and then maybe what are the essential duties of your office if you had to boil it down?
Sure. The total district, the number of people in the district are just about 210,000, most of whom are Republicans. Obviously, as a party person, I represent the Republicans. The state executive committee is the governing body of the Tennessee Republican Party. Each Senate district, and there are 33, have a state executive committee man and a state executive committee woman. And we essentially, like I said, act as the governing body, but we also are the liaisons between the state party and either the county party in my case, or county parties in some cases that we represent.
So you only represent one county.
Yeah, part of one county. Hamilton County has SD 11, which is represented by State Senator Bo Watson, and Senate District 10 is Senator Gardenhire.
Ken Meyer he's in Senator Gardenhire's, but I know he said he actually represents a few counties, so I wasn't sure if that applied to you as well. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. Well, tell us about, I know this is different for you, but a typical work week for a state executive committee woman. What does that look like?
Yeah, the state executive committee meets about 3 times a year, but each SEC member has committee assignments as well. I'm on the bylaws committee. And so every 4 years, we actually have to look at and approve all 95 counties their party bylaws. So we've been meeting almost weekly, at least once at night during the week to look at those bylaws. So in terms of that, that's my primary responsibility. Of course, answering questions. I speak at various events or for clubs if they ask me to speak. We laugh and say we receive no compensation for this whatsoever. So this is one of the few political jobs that cost you money.
I know the feeling, sister. I know the feeling. Okay, okay. Well, what do you love the most about what you do as the state executive committee woman? What do you love
I
about
think,
it?
I think getting to know like-minded people across the state of Tennessee is my favorite. I love people in general, and that is an awesome opportunity when we gather together. I think as or more importantly, I just love feeling that I'm making a difference or a contribution to good government. That really is my goal in all of this. I quote, do politics, if you will, because I love this country and I want to make sure that it stays strong. Because I do think I believe in that idea of the shining light on the hill.
Yeah,
And I believe our country has been so blessed. And, we do well as a country when we adhere to those primary principles of good government, and we don't when we move away from those. And so I hope that by my service, I can somehow make a contribution for the good.
absolutely. Well, in closing, would you like to tell the people of District 11 or Hamilton County in general when you're up for reelection and if there's anything else that you would like to share with them or help them to know about you?
Sure. Well, the SEC members serve 4 year in 4 year increments, 4 year terms. My term is up next year, so I think that I'm going to run for one more term. I can tell you that I believe in and I try to practice servant leadership in everything that I do. I think that our party's mission should really be twofold. I think, number one, we should promote a conservative philosophy of government. And number two, I think that we need to build infrastructure so that people who share that philosophy can get actively engaged and do that in an effective manner. I think when it's all said and done, our Republican philosophy is based on respect for the individual as set forth in the U.S. Constitution, our founding documents. And as an attorney and one who teaches law at UTC, the first thing we start with is the importance of law, the rule of law, and private property ownership. They're the basis for true freedom and for a free market economy. So I look at politics as a whole, I know that when we advocate for policies that promote strong families, personal responsibility, a strong national defense, lower taxes, limited government, but unlimited opportunity for all, Not only do we win elections, but we empower people. And that's going to make the difference, not just for today as to how our country does, but long into the future.
Well, you gave me goosebumps, and I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm so grateful for your time, Tina, and your service to our county. And if people want to get in touch with you, this is a trick question. I'm sorry, I'm throwing it in at the end. But if people do want to reach out or ask you questions or get in touch with you, how could they do that?
Yeah, actually, if you go to the Tennessee Republican Party website and look at the team members about, it has all of your SEC members listed, and it has either a telephone number and or an email address. So that way you can get in touch with me, my counterpart, or if you're in, and you're welcome, if you're in Hamilton County or actually any of the surrounding counties, you're welcome to call or get in touch with me. But that's going to give you the latest like I said, phone numbers and I think emails as well.
And actually, you reminded me that we do have all of your all's contact information, I believe, on hcgop.com as well.
Great.
So they can find you there. Well, thank you so much. And I hope this has just given everybody a little window into Tina Benkiser. We're grateful for your service.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tina.